Sorry, I'm still getting set up, everyone, if you're logging in. I was helping a new player make some new gear. They told me they just started and they were dying a lot, so I made them some new gear and gave them some soul gems. Alright, all the usual invitations are sent out. We're ready to get started. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven, aka Storm, and we are back for some more of the Elder Scrolls Online as Reewish, the Mighty Battle Lizard. Hello Joe, welcome back to our adventures. We are back here on Artaeum, where we're going to proceed with the main quest a bit today, to get that progressing. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Right, Master.
Ah, friend of Valsurin. I've been informed that you encountered a sea sload in a sinkhole beneath Relenthiel. That bodes ill for Somerset, perhaps all of Nirn. I fear there are difficult days ahead.
The sea slow called itself Katora.
I'm familiar with that particular sea sload and its renegades. Call themselves the Abyssal Cabal. I thought I defeated them long ago, but it appears I was in error. What about the pearls? Valsurin mentioned you encountered more in the sinkhole.
Katora used the Abyssal Pearls to summon Yagura to attack Relenthiel.
Val described those seaborne monstrosities. I have a vague recollection of Katora utilizing such creatures in the past, but for some reason, the memories refuse to snap into focus. I suppose that's another mystery I'll need to look into.
Why would the Daedric Princes require the aid of the sea slodes?
The Daedric Princes require minions to carry out their will, and the Slode have always had an interest in the green and pleasant island. It isn't hard to see why they might work together. For now, you have my thanks for assisting Valsurin. I asked the Conclave of the 11 Forces to ponder how we can learn more from the Abyssal Pearl. With the additional information you provided, I expect that Iridel or Amalira will be able to develop a new avenue of investigation now.
What more did you hope to learn from the Abyssal Pearl?
The augury ritual revealed the connection to the Court of Bedlam and pointed to trouble in Relenthiel. Now we need to determine where Katora and the sea slodes are hiding. The Abyssal Pearl should be able to point us in the right direction.
How can I help?
Meet me in the main gallery. We can consult with the rest of the Conclave and use the scrying pool to continue our probe of the Pearl. As much as this situation concerns me, I must admit, I somewhat enjoy being in the middle of the action again.
I'll meet you in the main gallery.
Right, Master. The Abyssal Pearl. It's gone.
Gone? How? I set the protections personally.
How could the Abyssal Pearl disappear like that? It makes no sense.
What was the last time anyone saw the Abyss? When was the last time anyone saw the Abyssal Pearl?
A few hours ago. We left it in the scrying pool in the main gallery while the members of the Conclave of the 11 Forces went to deal with other matters of importance. When I returned, I immediately noticed that the pearl was missing.
Didn't the Right Master place the protections on the pearl?
Yes, that's standard procedure when dealing with an unknown relic. But that just makes the pearl's disappearance more troubling. Something about this feels wrong.
What is the Conclave of the 11 Forces?
The Conclave serves as the Order's ruling body. It takes its name from the 11 forces of nature that we revere and follow as part of the old ways. The Conclave assists the Right Master with matters of study, policy, and significant research.
We have to get to the bottom of this.
See what the scrying pool reveals. There's something happening on the beach.
It's the Yagra. They're invading Artaeum.
The Pearl. Somehow it was used to summon the Yagra. We need to defend the beach.
Wait, is that a sword?
That would be mine. I'm on my way to help. Eventually.
The Golden Knight and his sword can wait. The Yagra are our primary concern. The scrying pool revealed that Yagra have invaded our island. They must have somehow used the Abyssal Pearl to open a pathway. We need to get down to the beach and repel the invaders.
Why are the Yagra invading the island?
The Sea Slode have always been envious of Artaeum and its secrets. From the beach, they can reach the ruins of the College of Sigix, where we store relics and other items of arcane significance. If the Sea Slode acquire any of those artifacts...
If the Yagra are attacking the beach, how did the Pearl get down there?
That's a mystery we can solve after we deal with the immediate problem. We need to get down to the beach, destroy the Pearl, and close the Yagra's portal. Will you aid me in these endeavors?
I'll help you destroy the Pearl.
Follow the right, Master. I'll portal myself and meet you there.
Why can't you just portal me there too, Val? Hello, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us today. We ride!
Let me accompany you.
You need to rally the others. Your friend and I should be able to handle this. We can reach the beach through this section of the old college. Hurry, this way.
Right, Master.
Before we charge into certain danger, you need to know something isn't right. I remember defeating Keturah, but somehow the creature and its cabal have returned. And the Pearl, I have a vague memory of moving it myself. I am unsettled.
Why would you move the Pearl and not tell anyone?
That's just it. The vague memory. It feels as though it belongs to someone else. Forgive me. We can worry about that later. Now, we need to find the Abyssal Pearl and cut off its connection to Artaeum. Only then can we stop the flow of Yagra.
I can destroy the Pearl.
Very good. After the Pearl is destroyed, we need to search the vaults and make sure none of the creatures breached the defenses. I tried to examine the area through the scrying pool, but something blocked my efforts. Are you ready to proceed?
I'm ready. This is actually a really popular fishing spot in the game, so if you ever just want to do some quiet fishing in the game, this is actually a really popular spot for it. You know, when it's not being attacked by monsters.
There's the Pearl. Destroy it and close that portal.
I'm working on it. Whoa, big boy.
Now let's go check on the vaults.
Loves fishing to the soothing sounds of monsters. The rending of flesh and the screams in the morning. Whoops, that was the wrong button. Hey, M Sharp, how are you today?
This way, hurry!
Sigic Relic Vaults. Over the millennia, the Psijic Order has stored a great many things in their extensive vaults in Artaeum, rarities that need to be preserved and cared for, as well as a few objects that must have been better to forget all about. Like the Eye of Magnus, for example.
These ancient vaults house relics of great power and unusual nature. I sense... Yes, Keturah is here. Be on your guard, friend of Valcerin.
You think Keturah is here?
The Sea Slode, or one of its agents. I have a strange feeling, so be on your guard.
Is there a particular relic the Sea Slode seeks?
I can think of a number of likely candidates, including a few relics we believe originated in the ancient Sea Slode kingdom of Ulverkus. Let's get to the central rotunda and begin our search there.
Lead the way. Well, it looks like I'm leading the way, but...
We'll need to go through them.
Okay, I gotta burn away my followed barrier.
Burn it away so we can enter the rotunda.
Nope, that's not gonna work. Show off.
Daedric intrusion?
My apologies. Daedric interference and Artaeum's own defenses delayed my arrival. Abyssal Webs? Oh, I hate those things. Allow me.
The Golden Knight. Dawnbreaker!
Damn it! You found me again. I'll return when I can.
A champion of Meridia? At least he was helpful.
Oh my goodness, it's a Meridia thing that's not just a meme.
Keturah? I killed you. I remember our battle as clear as day.
You remember exactly what I want you to remember. And thanks to the orbs of Brock and Drell, your deepest memories will be mine.
Keturah is so ugly.
One, this does not concern the likes of you.
Oh yes it does. Ow!
Out here, quickly. We need to hurry if we're going to help the right master.
He just blasted me back.
It's a good thing I followed you after I alerted the rest of the Conclave. I think I can counteract Keturah's mind magic, but I'll need your help.
What's happening to the Right Master?
Keturah is using the power of the orbs of Barakandrel to enhance his mind magic and lock the Right Master in a mental grip. From what I can discern, the Sea Slode is flipping through his memories, as you or I would turn the pages of a book.
What are the orbs of Barakandrel?
An ancient implement. 3 matched orbs that our Relic Master believes originated in the Sea of Pearls. We long suspected they were connected to the Sea Slode. Keturah thinks the power of the relic will keep us from interfering. But I have an idea.
What do you need me to do?
Take this ward key. It will disable the protections on the repositories, so you can locate the Ulvor staff and bring it to me. I can use the staff to breach the barrier and aid the Right Master. Just watch out for any lingering Yagra.
I'll find the Ylvor staff. Wow, they really can't pick less wordy names for these things, can they? Man, you have to... This was so hard the first time through because my character had, like, no power at all except for... Like, she was just using a bow, and a bow is a really hard weapon to get set up with. Like, it's not impossible, but it's a really hard weapon to start out with. Like, I strongly recommend starting out with, like, a two-handed weapon or dual-wielding instead, and then, like, raise your bow passively instead of using it as your main weapon, because it is so hard to raise a bow in this game. The main reason for that is the bow specializes in area of effect abilities, and a lot of the enemies like to move outside of the area of effects. So at low levels, I mean at higher levels it's not such a bad thing because you can drop through the AoEs and then switch to your back bar and use your use the weapons in your back bar. But when I started this quest, I hadn't hit level 15 yet, so I didn't have my back bar, so I wouldn't have the ability to switch weapons. And got that. There's some neat things over here too. That looks a lot like Cadwell. A lot like Cadwell, actually. Bow no go pew pew pew. Yeah, I know. He looks like a soul shriven like Cadwell. And then that's a Dremora, I think. Yeah, that's a Dremora in there. Oh my goodness. I thought Cadwell was like one of a kind, but apparently he's not. Oh, I'm supposed to go back this way. Oops. I am the battle lizard master of all three elements. I am the Ava lizard.
Transparent law will be mine.
Only the Ava lizard, master of all three elements. Yes, 3 elements. There's only 3 elements in Elder Scrolls. Could stop them. But when the world needed him most, he took a vacation. And now, 100 days pass, and the new Ava lizard appears. It's the same as the old Ava lizard, but he's slightly more rested.
We're running out of time. Whatever the Sea Sloat searches for in the Right Master's mind, I believe it is close to finding it. Have you brought me the Ulvor staff?
I found the staff, yes.
Excellent. And it appears to be in perfect condition. With the staff, I'm certain I can pierce the barrier and open a path to the Mindscape, where the Right Master struggles against Keturah.
So we're going to enter the Right Master's mind?
Not we. You. I need to remain here to anchor you to the physical world. And you're going into Keturah's mind. We'll use the connection between them to put you where you can actually hurt the Sea Sloat within its own Mindscape.
How can I hurt Keturah in the Mindscape?
Keturah's Mindscape is the perfect place to hurt the Sea Sloat. It's where he's most vulnerable. In a place where thoughts become reality, you'll be able to stop Keturah once and for all. Now touch the staff, and go save the Right Master.
I'll enter the Mindscape.
Touch the Ulvor staff, and enter the Mindscape.
Alright, the old ways compel you, Keturah. Reveal the first memory. My goodness.
Dare enter my domain, worm?
Vanquish the Guardians to reveal each protected memory. You'll weaken Keturah and learn something at the same time.
Yeah, I know, right?
A bargain is a bargain. The island for the heart of transparent law.
Yes, just as we agreed. But only a portion of the crystal. We don't want to alert the Sapiarchs too soon.
Tell your fellow princes all will be well. The Right Master is no match for my mind magic.
So Nocturnal has assured me. Don't disappoint us, Keturah.
Damn you, Vile.
I lured you here for one purpose, worm.
Your Abyssal Cabal may defeat me, but you'll never stand against the entire Psijic Order.
Once again you fail to grasp the obvious. When the time is right, you will do exactly as I command. Until then, forget.
The Right Master's waking up. You need to press on. You shall be eradicated. Forgotten.
I actually used to... That boss gave me so much trouble my first time.
Words, worm. Tell me what you must do.
I will enter the Crystal Tower. I will take the heart of Transparent Law.
Yes. Yes. Hide it away until I call for you to give it to me. Not even the princes must know where it is.
Hide the heart.
Defeat Keturah. Let's do this.
My shields! You destroyed them!
Yep, and that's not all I'm going to destroy Keturah.
Feel the crushing weight of your own insignificance.
Ha! Ha ha ha.
It's shutting down.
I'm sorry, what was that? All I heard is you're dead, you stupid slug.
You need to get out of there. Use the staff to exit the mine.
Says the lizard. So the seal. Hey, you're here.
A sea slode. Interesting. I haven't dissected such a specimen in an exceedingly long unit of temporal measurement.
Oh, so the seal. Where are Valistrin and the Right Master?
Valsirin took the Right Master to Kapora Tower to administer to his wounds. Luckily for you, I arrived in time to help Valsirin open a path out of the Slode's dying mine. What did you learn before the mindscape collapsed?
Keturah made a deal with the Daedric princes and altered the Right Master's memories.
Yes, I surmised as much. The triad of Daedric princes has become bold in its attempts to influence Nern, though influence seems to be the least of their goals. The Slode, however, was unable to harvest whatever memory it sought from the Right Master.
Keturah wanted to learn when the Right Master hid something called the Heart of Transparent Law.
That revelation disturbs me. I feared the Crystal Tower was too tempting a target for the Daedric Triad. I need to ponder the full implications of their plot. Meanwhile, I suggest you go to Kapora Tower and see how the Right Master is faring.
Very well. I should, but I'm not really good at Argonian voices. I could probably get away with the Khajiit voice, but I don't know if I could do the raspy Argonian voice. This one thinks that you should give him some gold. I could do a Khajiit voice, but I don't know about Argonian. I erect the spine of gratitude. No, it doesn't sound right. I erect the spine of gratitude, dry skin. No. Again, I don't think I can do an Argonian voice. No, you should I erect the spine of gratitude, dry skin. Argonian unit ready for processing. You need to be raspy with that to get the effect. I don't know if I can be raspy though. At least not intentionally. Then again, I've never really been that good at voices. I can maybe do a goblin voice. You killed Jimmy. No, that's not really a goblin voice. I think I did a goblin voice once, but I don't remember how I did it. If I'd be Gollum. My precious. You take my precious away from me. Nasty little hobbitses. Argonian robots announced for Fallout 5. What in the world would the US military have wanted with Argonian bots?
As you wish, Right Master. I shall travel to Lilundril immediately.
And I'll send word to the Eye of the Queen.
Right, Master.
I owe you a debt of gratitude, friend of Valcerin. What the two of you did to help me, that was a step beyond. Thank you. And it seems you accomplished what I have failed to do. You ended the threat of Katora.
I saw Katora's memories, but I'm not totally clear on what happened to you.
Katora tricked me in the past, made me remember a victory I never won. Then he planted a compulsion, forced me to steal the heart of transparent law from the Crystal Tower. Apparently I hid it and forgot about it. He sought that memory.
Wallet, what is my purpose? You buy games that I'll never have time to play. Wallet, oh my god. What is the significance of the Heart of Transparent Law?
The Crystal Tower stands as a mystical protection for Somerset. Transparent law, a crystal at the top of the tower, serves as its source of power. With the heart removed from the crystal, the protection provided by the tower slowly weakens.
So the heart is part of a larger crystal?
Yes. A smaller gem that had been embedded in the larger crystal. If the Daedric princes acquire the heart, they could take control of the Crystal Tower. Valcerin and Oriandra will warn Somerset, while I try to remember where I hid the heart.
Is there anything I can do to help restore your missing memories?
You helped me remember my true encounter with Katora and his Abyssal Cabal. I remember how they defeated me 300 years ago, compelled me to do their bidding, made me forget. For now, I need solitude to seek the memories that still elude me. Perhaps the Sigic sages can help me remember where I hid the heart of transparent law. At least you stopped Katora before the Sea Slow gained that knowledge. In the meantime, we must warn the Sapiarchs of the threat to the Crystal Tower.
Who are the Sapiarchs?
The Sapiarchs are Somerset's foremost scholars. They are the keepers of the Crystal Tower and the custodians of the College of Sapiarchs. Among their many responsibilities, they have trained every heir who ever sat upon Eleanor's throne.
Do you need me to warn the Sapiarchs?
I sent Valcerin to Lilandril, where the College of Sapiarchs is located, to scout the area and see if the Court of Bedlam has made any moves against them. I need you to travel to Alinor to secure the Proxy Queen's permission to enter the college.
I'll go to Eleanor immediately.
My actions have weakened the Crystal Tower and endangered Somerset. I hate to think what else that foul creature forced me to do with its powerful mind magic. Forgive my musings. I'll send word to Alinor so that the Proxy Queen knows to expect you.
Does the Proxy Queen know who you are?
While we have never been formally introduced, the Proxy Queen is quite familiar with the reputation of the Psijic Order and its Rite Master. She will adhere to the ancient dictates and provide the assistance we need in this matter.
So Katora has been controlling your actions for all these years?
No. I doubt Katora's magic could reach to Artaeum once I removed it from the world. I think that's why I hid the island. A sort of preservation instinct. If not for the Abyssal Pearl, Katora would never have been able to exert its influence again.
Where did you send Valestron and Orianda?
I sent Valcerin to Lilandril to scout the area around the College of Sapiarchs. She'll meet you there once you get the Proxy Queen's permission. As for Oriandra, I sent her to warn Razumdar, the Eye of the Queen. He needs to be informed.
And who is the Proxy Queen?
Queen Iren's regent while she's away. Proxy Queen Alwanare oversees the governance of Somerset from the royal palace in Alinor. I've never met her, but all reports indicate she's fair, if a bit set in her ways.
Why is the Crystal Tower so important?
The Crystal Tower is a manifestation of ancient and powerful magic, as well as a symbol for the Ultima. Its presence protects Somerset. The Sea Slode used me to weaken that protection, making their invasion possible. Beyond that, there are rumors.
What kind of rumors?
The kind that make me wary of allowing either the Sea Slode or the Daedric princes to possess its power. Legends say that the Crystal Tower exists in every planar realm at the same time. It literally connects every reality.
That is actually really cool. I actually have an idea based around that fact. Wait, there was a quest back there. Let me go back for a second. Must be downstairs. Yeah, it's over here. I don't remember this quest. Let's go pick it up.
Woolysetta, do you have a moment? A friend of mine, she's run off, and I fear the worst.
Who's your friend?
Woolysetta Grakog. We're not friends exactly. More like colleagues. Well, perhaps we are friends. I'm not sure. She doesn't make it easy. Anyway, none of that matters. What matters is that she's put herself in harm's way. Again.
What kind of trouble?
Please don't tell anyone, but I think she stole a seeing stone called the Eye of Remembrance and took it to Traitor's vaults. I told her to put it back. The Relic Master will be furious. I thought she'd seen reason, but when she missed breakfast...
Alright, I'll go look for her at the Psijic Vault. Alright, we're not going to do that today. That's the Delve quest for Traitor's Vault. I'm not going to do that right now. There's other things that we need to do, so... we're going to go ahead and head to Alinor's Royal Palace to secure the permission of the Proxy Queen. We've only got a couple of we only have a couple of Sundays left until Blackwood comes out. Looking at the calendar, including today, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 Sundays left until Blackwood comes out, so 6 streams before Blackwood comes out. I'd like to get the Somerset main quest done before that happens, which we should have. We should be set up enough now that we can definitely finish it in the next 6 streams. But I would like to make some progress today. I do want to do all the side quests and stuff before we wrap up the main quest, but I'd like to make a little bit of main quest progress today, because we've done side quests, I think, the last 2 or 3 weeks in a row. Or at least the last 2 weeks in a row for sure. We haven't made any main story progress.
Don't merely be a visitor to Somerset. Help uphold its justice.
I love Alinor. It's been my hub city for so long for doing things, and Blackwood might finally change that. I might finally start using Blackwood over Alinor, and it kind of makes me sad a bit. I'm gonna miss the city, but
as I have said, the proxy queen is unable to hold an audience with petitioners at this time. There are other affairs that require her attention.
And when will your ever-busy proxy queen see us?
Does she even intend on receiving our petitions? Or does she cast us aside like the rest of you high elves?
Many affairs compete for the proxy queen's attention. The complaints of newcomers do not rank as a matter of priority, simply put.
Ah! That's not supposed to happen. Oh well. Oh, Battle Reeve.
News from Queen's Eye. I have no time to deal with whatever issue concerns you, newcomer. I recently received word that all of Somerset faces an imminent threat from a source we believed disappeared long ago.
Razumdar told you about the sea slode, huh?
Oh, I see. You must be the newcomer the Queen's cat was going on and on about. If this threat is real, and you actually killed one of the sea slode, then I suppose I could use your help. Will you lend your talents to the defense of our island?
What do you need me to do?
I sent a group of adventurers and a squad of marines to investigate the threat. They reported in, said they were exploring a promising lead. That was the last I heard. Kynar, Grog, and Maria seemed capable enough, but I'm concerned for their safety.
I'll locate the adventurers and find out what they uncovered.
Find Kynar and his companions in the caves of Conwaston. That's where the last report said they were going. I even provided a squad of marines to assist them, so something significant must have happened for them to have gone completely silent.
Do you know anything else about the sea slodes?
Frankly, I thought sea slodes were just a myth. Other than the report from Razumdar, I have no solid evidence of this so-called incursion. That said, the disappearance of Kynar and the marines I sent out has given me cause for concern.
Why not send an army to deal with the sea slodes?
Without more information, there's no target to attack. Besides, I don't have an army at my disposal right now. The majority of our forces are committed to the continent and the Three Banners War. I must rely on the forces at hand.
We already asked that. Game, I hate it when you glitch out like that. Now, I think I actually get to skip one of the quests involved with the Abyssal Cabal because I already broke free of the Sea Slode's Mine Trap, because that's actually how you start the Somerset DLC, is you're mine trapped by the Sea Slode. I actually have a video on my YouTube if you want to see it, of me playing the Somerset Prologue quest. It's on my YouTube channel. It should be connected there. But I would use it as a Dark Elf. I didn't do it as this character. I did the tutorial, but I didn't actually play it on screen for this character. So. And there she is, the proxy queen, the greatest bee in the world.
We grow accustomed to the influx of visitors to our blessed isle, though your increasing numbers remain a source of concern to our nobles. We, however, find the many non-Altmer faces to be interesting. What business brings you to the palace?
The Right Master of the Psijic Order sent me to get your permission to enter the College of Sapiarchs.
The Psijic Order? We have not heard a word from that august body in a star's age, and then word arrives that we should expect a visitor. Why would we grant access to the Sapiarch's private compound? Speak true if you want our aid in this matter.
The Crystal Tower is in danger. The Right Master sent me to warn the Sapiarchs.
This involves the business that Razumdar was telling us about. The Queen's cat claimed he had eyes in the Psijic Order, but we assumed that was more of his braggadocio. Very well. We'll send word to Lilandril that you may cross to the college.
Is there anything I should know about the College of Sapiarchs?
The newcomer wants us to blather on about the many wonders of the Blessed Isle? Why, by all means. Let us sing the praises of the Sapiarchs, reveal a recipe for an Altmer delicacy, and select the best House of Reveries performance for you to attend.
Yes, she's very pretty, but she's also massively rude. I'm getting the sense I've offended you in some way.
Indeed. Perhaps you aren't as dull as we first presumed. My queen has asked that we welcome you, so we shall tell you that the Sapiarchs are our teachers. The compound in Nilandrel serves as the seat of their prestigious college.
I'll travel to Lurendel immediately.
And we shall alert the Portal Master to accommodate you. Once inside, seek out Lana Teal, Sapiarch of Arcanology. She leads the college and should hear the Right Master's warning. There, we have done our deed for the day.
You know, physical beauty is great and all until the point that you have an absolutely trashy personality, in which case all the physical beauty in the world doesn't make a lick of difference. At least not to me, anyways. I don't find being insulted a turn on. I wonder if she's nicer if you play a high elf. Actually, you know, that would be an interesting thing to find out. Is she's nicer if you're an Altmer? Because I've only done this quest as non-Altmer characters. People can change, yes, but she's. I mean, they even said she was set in her ways, so I don't think she's going to change anytime soon, in the near future. There's a time breach around here.
At least by mortal standards. Where I come from, this would be a little more than a prevy. I'm kidding, of course. Ellen Key's where I come from.
Like I said, it'd be kind of interesting to find out if she's nicer too if you're playing a high elf. The attitude is a contractual obligation. I think she has the potential. She had the potential to change, yes. But what I'm saying is, I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't trust Chloe further than I could throw her, for example. Time breach sealed. If she's willing to change, that's absolutely fine, and I would fully support her. But I'm not gonna marvel over her physical beauty while she's being an absolute bee. If anything, alchemy's proof that people change. I mean, look at alchemy, like. Bag of memes. No, there is a quest here. Okay, I still have to do this quest here. Okay. Oriandra.
You there. You're a welcome sight, my friend. I could use some help to free these people.
Mind trap? I don't understand.
A dark entity called Katora set a trap for a group of adventurers. It locked them in their own minds. I've established a mental link with the group, but I can't maintain it and also perform the tasks necessary to set them free. I need your help.
What do you need me to do?
Let me attune you to my spell. There. Now we're connected through my mental
Oh, hey,
link.
Mistwave. I didn't realize you had arrived. I apologize.
Taynar, Grog, and Maria. When you examine them, the spell should take you into their individual mind traps. I can direct you from there.
She should appear more often. Yeah, she's supposed to show up during Greymore, so I'll set Kanar, Grog, and Mariar free from the mine trap.
Kanar should be our first priority, though don't tell him I said that. We approach magecraft differently, but he's an accomplished practitioner of the art. He can assist us in rescuing the others, so find him and free him first.
Where can I find Kanar?
Deeper inside the ruins. Just watch out for the Yagra creatures. I've never seen them before, but they appear to come from the sea. Also, if you encounter any of the mine-trapped High Elves, there's nothing we can do for them. They're too far gone.
What happens when I find Kanar and the others?
Kanar and the others will appear to be in a deep sleep. When you get close enough, the spell I'm maintaining should transport you into their individual mine traps. Be careful in there. Thoughts and memories become real inside a mindscape.
What will I encounter in the mindscape?
Hard to say. Each one is formed from an individual's personal memories. Plus, you'll notice Katora's dark influence, which will only grow more prominent as the mine trap snaps shut. I should be able to contact you through the link I've established.
What's the purpose of the mine trap?
This kind of magic is insidious. It takes control of the target's mind, as it did with the High Elves. We need to free the adventurers before it takes them too. Now get to it. The link requires a lot of energy, and I can't hold it forever.
I'm on my way, Oriandra. Just doing the work of the Psijic Order. We go straight through this room. There we go, there's the first mine trap.
Ah, good. The link is working perfectly. There's Kanar. You need to convince him that this is all an illusion.
Okay, how hard should that be?
The magic that went into creating this mine trap is truly remarkable. An opportunity to learn something new comes along so rarely in the realm of arcane academia. But where am I, Manus? What part of my memories brought you into existence?
I'm not a memory. Oriana sent me to rescue you.
Rescue? Why in the world would I need to be rescued? I'm perfectly fine. In fact, I'm learning a great deal about mind magic and the manipulation of the mindscape. Come to think of it, I could use a bit of help in that regard.
What kind of help do you require?
I've come to the conclusion that this mental magic operates much like a disease that attacks the mind. To prove my theory, I want you to collect samples of the invading spell particles. Do that, and I'll happily follow you back to the waking world.
Alright, I'll gather a few of these spell particles.
I'll continue to review these fascinating tomes while you collect samples of the mind magic particles. Between the two, ultimate understanding is within our grasp.
What a nerd to be busy studying to stop being brainwashed. Why aren't you more concerned about this mine trap?
Nothing important gets accomplished without some risk. I have studied many different forms of arcana in my day. To study something so alien and new, that's worth braving a mine trap as far as I'm concerned.
Are you a member of the Psijic Order?
A Psijic? Me? By the stars, no. Oriandra and I met while she was conducting some bit of research or another. We've maintained a civil correspondence ever since, despite the way she looks down upon the Mages Guild. Now get me some spell particles.
How I know a spell particle when I see it?
Look for clouds of strange glowing particles. I gather them myself, but I just can't put these books down. Not only
I'll be right back, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm sure they hold the key to understanding the moment magic.
Sorry about that. I was having trouble breathing. I had to go take my inhaler. Where did all these books come from?
What? What does it matter? They're books full of information and knowledge waiting to be absorbed. Enough of this. Give me those spell particles.
Yeah, he's clearly not understanding the danger he's in.
Why are you in my head?
There's no time for research. You need to get out of there.
And you need to ask permission before interrupting someone's thoughts. But thank you for sending me assistance. We'll collect those notes.
Just hurry before the mind trap
The mage is caught in my mind trap, worm. Nothing you do will change that.
Shut up, Katora, you're dead. I killed you already. You are insignificant now. This is like the last dredges of your power.
Well done. Now return to Kynar and convince him to wake up.
Kynar.
These are perfect. Exactly what I needed. Now I can use these to... Of course! Stand back! With these particles, I can finally understand the meaning of these magnificent tomes!
No, Kynar, it's time to leave. You have to wake up.
How dare you speak to me like that? I have a good mind to turn you into... a good mind. My apologies. I almost allowed this trap to drown me in my own thoughts. You're right. Let's return to the waking world.
Orianda, we're ready to get out of here.
Thank you. I'll see myself to safety. You need to rescue the others.
It's a pretty impressive feat to talk when dead. You talking about that other guy, or... Oh no, Katora, yeah. That's because Katora is lingering on because his the mind magic. So the mind traps don't end when Katora dies. So I guess there's like a last vestige of Katora in the mind trap.
Grog is close. Strange. I don't sense Katora's dark power though.
That's because Katora's...
I think he resisted the mind trap on his own, but he's still unconscious.
Wake him up, please.
Yeah, I think Grog might have drinking himself into a stupor by the look of all these bottles everywhere. Wake up, Grog.
Hey! That wasn't just water.
That wasn't just water.
It worked, didn't it?
They wonder why I drink so much.
I wonder why I drink so much.
Make your way back to Kynar and me.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
And he fell over again.
I got Grog. You go find Maria.
He's just like, you know what? I want to be horizontal. I don't want to be vertical. And I can respect that. I can respect that he wants to be horizontal. Hey, yeah, hangovers are bad. A sober orc is a sad orc. I mean, that's the same for Nords too. As a sober Nord is a sad Nord. Rigger the Brash is a perfect example of that.
Be careful in there. I sense her mind trap is nearly complete.
your cow low, Maria. Stay out of trouble. Be invisible. Survive. I will, Mama.
Mama! Maria's losing herself. Find items she holds dear and help her remember.
I forgot that they used the Sun-Kissed ensemble here.
I offer you a place with us. A home, a family, if you promise to serve.
I promise, Speaker. Show me the way.
She's a Dark Brotherhood member.
These memories represent turning points in Maria's life. The choices that made her who she is. Help her remember.
What matters is that you found your way back, Maria. You are an excellent student, and your mother would be proud of the person you've become.
And that's her leaving the Dark Brotherhood. Which Sithis gets really upset about when you leave the Dark Brotherhood, actually.
Stay back. I can't remember who I am, or what happened to me.
You're caught in a mind trap. Take these items and remember who you are, Myra.
These items.
Or Myria.
Each one represents a person who influenced me. A decision I made. I think I still have so many things left to do.
Focus on that. You can break out of this mind trap.
I feel like I'm swimming toward the surface of a still lake. Like I'm emerging from a dark cave. This place, it isn't real. I am Maria of the Redeemed Blade. I demand to be released from...
Ah, come on. That is not fair. Game?
Stay back. These items. I feel like
Ugh. I hate when it does stuff like that. There was absolutely no reason for that enemy to come up behind me like that and interrupt me.
Kynar, bring Maria here, please.
If you insist. I'm not fully recovered yet, though. So this is probably my last spell for a while.
Oh yeah, because you can't get me as well.
Turn on
Oriandra!
Oriandra!
Katora's mind trap. I said it all.
Oh, that's not good. But that's also very impressive that his mind trap managed to ensnare a Sijic after he was dead.
What's wrong with her?
I think she's caught in a mind trap.
I guess I'll need to cast another spell after all. There! I've re-established the mind link. Now go save Oriandra!
Come on, let's hope we can save her.
Listen closely. I've maintained our link, but just barely. I used the link to anchor part of myself to you. When the mind trap sends my darker aspects against you, kill them. That will destroy the mind trap and set me free. Trust me, it's the only way. My mind, it's coming apart. My darkest aspects, you need to destroy them. Such anger, such hatred. I'm free. Use Kynar's link, and I'll see you in the waking world.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Oriandra, she's awake.
That's it. No more mind magic for me.
That's fully understandable, my friend.
That was totally exhausting. Thank you for trusting me, and for helping me break Katora's mind traps. I couldn't have done it without you.
Nice, Joe. And the cool part about that Crown Crate is that it'll be available on both the European and the North American server, meaning that you get the reward on both servers and not just the one server. Is the threat from the mind traps over now?
This particular danger has passed, but I will alert my colleagues in the Sijic Order to be on their guard. I suggest that you and these others remain vigilant as well. In the meantime, take this as a token of my appreciation.
Complete quest.
1,000 gratitudes for aiding us.
What about the mine traps? There might be more still out there.
Sounds like a task we could dig our teeth into, my friends.
Indeed. I prefer to be the hunter instead of the prey.
Alright, we're done here. Let's go ahead and head out and... Let's see, there was somewhere else I was going to go today. Let's go do that next. She gives you boots. Yes. I just hope she didn't take them right off her feet and hand them to us. Just, like, just reach down and take them off and just like, here. I'm like, no, I don't want your sweaty boots. What kind of lizard do you take me for? Dog.
If you've come to rob me, I'm afraid I have little of value. I can help if you've a high fever or nervous stomach, but I have no need for gold these days.
Why would you think I'm here to rob you?
Healthy paranoia, I suppose. There's plenty of questionable characters out here, but I prefer it to the crowded cities. Too many going on about their appearance or their status or their career. I'm done with such trivialities.
Tinadoria sent me. I'm here to purchase your rare dye.
Oh, it's been a long time since my former student has contacted me. And now she makes such demands. How quickly she forgets who trained her to hold a paintbrush. I have no need for gold. You can tell her that upon your empty-handed return.
Actually, she gave me this tea. This is is this an acceptable trade?
This is Yokudan blue tea? I thought it lost forever. The last shipment was said to have sunk to the bottom of the Abyssal Sea. Oh, she's still clever, isn't she? Her and Verilel always were. Very well. Take my mixture. It's a good trade.
I'm sharp got one too. Very nice. So, Tinadoria was your student?
Yes, back when I had the inclination to bother with such upstarts. I thought that would be my legacy, to train great artists who would blossom under a careful eye. Sadly, all they did was rot in their own hubris.
What do you mean?
The life of a Somerset artist is not easy. It's not enough to be merely great. You have to be better. Both Tinadoria and Verilel wilted under that pressure. I blame myself for agreeing to tutor them together.
Can you tell me more about their relationship?
Their rivalry seemed harmless at first, even friendly. Just something to keep them motivated. But as it tends to be, one of them was always a step ahead. Soon any praise I had for one would pierce the pride of the other.
And now?
And now they've both grown bitter and endlessly jealous of the other's success. They believe Somerset only has room for one great artist. Such foolishness. Honestly, it was their squabbling that led me to stop taking students.
That's not good. Okay, so we'll go that way and do that later. Right now we have more things that need to be done. Let's see. I know where we're headed next. Not yet. I will get you soon, but it is not that time yet. There's an hold on. There's a time breach around here. Where's the time breach? I could have sworn I got the time breach that was near this area already. Maybe I didn't. Okay, I'm sitting at a weird angle. I don't think I'm supposed to sit like that. Okay, it's somewhere back that way, but it's fine. I don't think I was supposed to sit that way. There we go. That's much better. I just love how absolutely beautiful Somerset is. I'm gonna miss it when we move on to the next thing after this is done. It's absolutely beautiful. But all things must come to an end, and eventually I will be done with Somerset, and it'll be time to move on. Okay, and there's a quest over here. Go ahead and pick it up.
Someone approaches. Is it Gunnar? I can't sense him.
Disappearances are all the more reason for you to leave.
Sorry, stranger. My friend can't see too well anymore. She mistook you for someone we've been looking for. Things have been rough lately.
Who are you looking for?
More than a few of us have disappeared recently. Kanhar's group are just the latest. They set out to search for the missing and vanished themselves. We're giving those buried ruins a wide berth now.
You think the ruins are the source of the disappearances?
They've stood quiet for decades, but now, new yawning sinkholes, eerie sounds at night. I don't jump at shadows, but missing people? That's a warning I can heed. If you head down there, take a look around for our friends, will you?
I'll look for your friends.
You're a kind soul. Be careful. We've lost a lot of kind souls of late. That pushy noble, Fydor, might know something about that. He arrived not long ago, claiming to own the place. Certainly acts the part.
You're at odds with Fydor?
He was friendly enough with his questions about this land, the manor, and so on. Eventually, he tried to convince us to show him around and started getting pushy when we refused, pressuring us to get off his property.
You suspect he's trying to scare you off?
He happened along after our people started vanishing, and he's got reason to want us gone. Raises an eyebrow, yeah? All I'm suggesting is maybe it's time someone started pressuring him for details.
Why did you come here to begin with?
It's quiet, and usually free of nosy locals shooing us away. Too scared of the curse. There are a lot of superstitions about this place, but it was nice here. Until recently.
What kind of superstitions?
The details vary, but they all revolve around the town being wiped out and swallowed by the sea. The sort of divine wrath, stories that keep average folk from straying from their safe, comfortable lives.
What makes you different?
Nowhere else to go. The wastes, as they call them, have been a safe haven for the outcast and unwelcome for a long time. We kept to ourselves, never invited trouble. It showed up anyway.
What else can you tell me about the sinkholes and the sounds coming from the manor?
Not much. The land just opens up like a yawning mouth without warning and swallows everything above. Noises echo out of the holes sometimes. Beastly sounds or what you'd swear were whispers.
Alright, let's talk to Fydor.
For a place with such a terrible reputation, this estate certainly gets a lot of trespassers. You're not another layabout squatting on my land, are you?
You have a problem with these people? Almost like Yawning portal. Oh, I see what you did there. Not the kind of place I expect to hear about in Somerset. Yeah. Even Somerset has its areas of destitution. You'll see what happened to this area when we get into the actual quest itself. You have a problem with these people?
I didn't expect to find anyone living out here. I thought they could help me shed some light on the mysteries of this place. But it turns out they're just idle squatters. I guess you could call that a problem.
What mysteries are you trying to uncover?
This place barely exists outside of fables. My family kept no records of it, or our relatives here, other than our claim to the land. It took years of digging to locate these old ruins, and there's still so much more to uncover.
People are disappearing on your estate. Doesn't that concern you?
So those vagrants say. For all I know, they're just trying to frighten me off. Their missing friends could be looting as we speak. I'm not leaving until I've searched the ruins myself.
I want to take a look around as well.
I don't mind having some company in this endeavor. Most people are barely willing to speak of this place above a whisper, let alone offer any help. Let's try to find a way inside the sunken ruins, shall we?
The outcasts claim you're trying to run them off the land. Is that true?
I asked them to leave when it became clear they were up to no good. If they're trying to blame me for their friends running off, or what have you, that is utter slander.
Should we intimidate him? Give you guys a moment to respond to see if you want me to intimidate him or not. Okay, got one for why not. One that'll side with the majority. I call it lizard charms. Sure, intimidate him. Okay, if I find out otherwise, you're going to regret lying to me about it.
I'm not. I swear I'm as in the dark about these missing persons as you are. The only reason I haven't been to the ruins myself is because I'm not sure how dangerous things really are, and no one was willing to help me.
Why do you assume these people are up to no good?
They're outcasts, most likely criminals. My concern isn't so much about why they're here, as to what they may be doing to my family holdings. They could be using priceless records for campfire tinder for all I know.
Your family doesn't seem terribly interested in this land.
My kin feel I'm wasting my life on a footnote. My parents even threatened to disown me if I continued my search, but that only spurred me on. I want to know why this branch of the family was all but forgotten.
You think they're hiding something?
Lineage is everything in Ultima society. The Queen alone could fill a library with her genealogy. We should have preserved everything we could about this place, but instead, nothing. I must know why this place was buried, figuratively and literally.
The outcasts claim you're trying to run them off the land. Is this true?
I asked them to leave when
no,
it
we're
became
done.
clear
Yeah. Okay.
they were up to...
Okay, we're done. All right. So let's. There is a relic somewhere in this town. I always have trouble finding it, but I will find it. It's like kind of hidden underneath a tree and a bush. Like, it's like a little box, like the others are. So if you spot the little box, let me know.
Take a look.
Hold on, I'm looking for something in particular first. There it is. Oh, the Inescapable Helm. Oh no, my head just turned. Oh no, I don't think my head's supposed to turn that way, even as a lizard. Oh, there we go. Korgrad Waste. Ugh, look how absolutely gross it is in here. Algae everywhere, like... Oh man, it is absolutely filthy in here.
Not exactly cozy, but it's not completely demolished. Let's poke around.
You're not thinking about moving in, are you?
Can't say I care for the naturalized aesthetic. Keep your eyes out for anything that may have survived the elements.
What are we looking for down here? Or what are you looking for down here?
Some answers. What happened to my family here? This place is fascinating.
Reminds them of home.
And I suppose I'm curious about the rumors. As long as I don't get murdered by vagrants in a dank cave, I'll just stick with you if you don't mind.
I mean, technically speaking, Argonians don't build permanent structures anymore because they've embraced the change of Sithis. So they don't really... Worn statue inscription. Arion, our great ancestor, found who some perverse culture. Moist,
Something
yes.
about that statue catch your interest? Even in such disrepair, I can imagine how opulent this manor must have been. My relatives must have been very influential here.
I think they founded the town based on what I could glean from that statue's inscription.
The whole town? That's incredible. My family has wealth and holdings, but not much in the way of titles. Why in the world would they show so little interest in our ties to nobility?
Maybe they were some sort of falling out between your ancestors.
That's a sound theory. Simple, but sound. There has to be something here that could reveal the truth of the matter. Let's keep searching. Damn. These papers are practically mulch. Maybe something survived. Help me look.
That must have been a really pretty painting once. Let's see, how long is this? Oh, this is really long. So this is basically about the this is basically about a fever that came upon the town. And basically what it would do, it would completely drain people of moisture in their body, and they would literally dehydrate to death, even as you were giving them water. Like you could get, like, they would die of dehydration as you were putting water in their mouths. It was really bad. I'm just flipping through, so anyone wants to go back later and pause, they can go through and read the books. Surprisingly not moist.
I wonder whose chambers these were. What was their life like before they abandoned it? And why?
I found a journal that belonged to someone called Rilthari, a child of the family here.
May I have a look? Merciful Sirabane! This sounds like the Thracian Plague.
Thracian Plague?
A gruesome disease that decimated the population of Tamriel, Somerset included. It made the Nahatan flu seem like the sniffles. Everyone here could have been wiped out. Still, most people alive had family afflicted by the plague. Why hide it?
Could the plague have originated here?
No, it was a vile creation of the Slode, brewed in their kingdom of Thras. But it's possible it harbored the first outbreak on Somerset. That can't be the reason this place was buried.
I couldn't say.
I'm finding more questions than answers. There has to be more. There has to be. Try the room across the hall.
Could this plague have been dormant till the sinkholes exposed it to the surface?
For thousands of years? Doubtful. I can see how this place may have gotten its reputation with the locals. Their fears are still unfounded.
What are you looking for down here?
Some answers. What happened to my family here? This place is fascinating. And I suppose I'm curious about the rumors. As long as I don't get murdered by vagrants in a dank cave, I'll just stick with you if you don't mind.
I mean, you're not gonna cause me any inconvenience. Oh, hey, look, it's another player. It's a wood elf in the wood elf costume. Please respond, your beloved aunt. Dearest Runathar, this is my third letter since your last correspondence. I'm concerned for your well-being. What your father is doing sounds macabre and frankly dangerous. It would be foolish enough to take those afflicted travelers into your own home, but dwelling down in the family crypts with these diseased people is downright ghoulish. What would the divine prosecution think of such disturbing behavior? And my brother will not see reason. I insist that you take leave of Korgrid and stay with us until he comes to his senses. Your brother as well, if he may be convinced. At the very least, send word that you are safe and sound. Your beloved aunt, Kinlady Diana? Diana? Maybe?
Down here! I found something!
I'm coming.
I thought I heard something
Photo
down
bombed.
here, but the sound must have carried up from this tunnel.
Was that you, Mistwave?
Erosion. Maybe related to the sinkholes? What about you? Did you find anything else upstairs?
A letter from the relative who didn't approve of bringing the sick into the estate.
Makes sense. The journal mentioned taking the afflicted to the family vaults. It would have been easy for the Korgrads to seal off their estate and leave the town to fend for itself. It's tragic that their compassion probably led to their downfall.
I thought I recognized the wood elf, but I wasn't sure. I didn't want to call you out on it just in case I was wrong with that. You said you heard something?
Murmurs and splashing. I thought maybe one of those missing squatters was down here, but I think the sound was coming from deeper down. I don't hear it anymore.
I'll go first.
Is that a person? Hey, you there! Wait!
Don't go running off on your own, dummy. Oh, it's another journal.
Looks recent. I'll bet your missing persons just discovered that these ruins make decent shelter.
Let's see. Well, this is actually very recent. People out here like to pretend that they aren't scared of the curse of this place, but the moment something out of the ordinary happens, their true colors start to show. We've lived out here for ages without any trouble aside from waterlogged camps and lean meals. Now that the earth's shifting and people have gone missing, you think Daedra were crawling out of the ground to eat us. Truth's more likely that someone fell down one of the pits and needs a hand. I don't care if the others are too scared. I am not going to leave good people to starve to death in a dank hole because of a silly superstition. Found tracks that stopped near one of those sinkholes, so someone definitely took a trip down one, voluntarily or otherwise. Didn't get any response to my calls, and the torch I tossed down guttered out almost immediately. I think I heard moving water, so it must be flooded. I don't trust trying to climb down myself, even if I had ropes, but maybe there's another way down there. Water's got to be going somewhere. Looks like the old manor slid off its foundation or something, because there's a wall that came down and a stream leading right into a natural cavern. Think we'll head down until we find a dry place to camp and keep exploring. Found a tunnel leading into a massive open cavern. Think I see some columns or something the elves who used to live here must have carved out of the bedrock. Looks like the rock's been creeping back to claim it. How old is this place? No sign of Hirug or Mindurl so far, but there's another branch down this tunnel. We'll head that way after a good night's sleep.
I have a bad feeling about the fate of these people. Maybe they are further in the cavern. I don't think that was one of your vagrant friends.
They were here though. This journal belongs to Karnar.
Somehow I doubt they received a warmer reception than we did. But at least we know the curse of Korgrad has been greatly exaggerated. Whoever we saw just now was a being of flesh and blood.
That doesn't mean they aren't dangerous.
Agreed. Much as I'd like to get to the bottom of all this, we should make finding the squatters our priority.
I mean, at least he's honest about that. Like he seems genuinely concerned about the people, which is a point in his favor.
Voices.
Also, is it just me, or does this guy totally remind you of Gollum?
I heard it again. Be careful.
Yep.
On. Look, people. Let's approach with caution.
Please approach. We know you are here.
Well, that's not good. They looked the part, yes.
there we are. Much better, yes. Manners are easily forgotten when you're so far removed from society. Forgive the others, they are frightened. We mean you no harm.
They're starting to look like Falmer, actually, believe it or not. So I guess any of the Altmerc had the ability to revert to that, or any of the elves had the ability to revert to that Falmer state. Who are you and what are you doing down here?
Call me Arylas. I am caretaker of this place. We all are. We led our lives in quiet, contented seclusion until the crumbling stone exposed our home to the outside world again. We are not accustomed to visitors.
How long have you been underground?
How long? How long indeed? I think there was a time when such things were measured. I can only say that our duty has been passed down many generations.
Your duty?
To the saviors. It is because of their sacrifice that Korgrad lives on. We repay the lives they gave us by caring for the town in their stead. We're very protective of it, you understand? Now, might I ask what's brought you to our home?
People above have gone missing. Some found their way down here.
I see, I see. Our humble town would be treacherous to those who have not grown accustomed to its many twists and turns. I would not follow after them, lest you go missing yourself.
All the more reason for me to find them.
You possess the Savior's compassion and determination. The last people from above we observed followed a narrow passage to the north. May you be reunited with them soon.
Thank you.
Go on without me. I'm going to speak with Arylas about my ancestors. I'd like to spend some time with Arylas. If these people really are descendants of Korgrad's populace, there's a lot I could learn from them.
We still don't know what happened to Karanar and the others.
You heard, Arylas. It's dangerous deeper down. And let's be honest, I'm not going to be much help crawling through tunnels.
Well, the Falmer had a lot longer to devolve, for one, and then also there was the poison that was used to blind them, and I believe that was part of the thing that made them become less sentient, because you notice Falmer souls aren't considered black souls. You'd really feel safer alone?
I'm no warrior, but take a look at them. They're positively sickly. I doubt they want any trouble. More to the point, I think their saviors might have been my ancient ancestors. They may be more trusting of me than other outsiders.
Alright, see if you can establish a rapport. I'll be back soon.
This is the day we've waited for so long. The return of a living descendant. The saviors will be pleased that their sacrifice was not for nothing.
What was the savior's sacrifice?
They took the sickness from us, from our ancestors, at great cost to themselves. All of Korgrad would have perished, if not for them.
Yeah. Took the sickness? You mean they cured the Thracian plague?
They preserved us from the sickness of the sea. For that, we will be eternally grateful.
How did you survive down here?
We follow the Savior's guidance. It was their wisdom that brought us here and kept us safe for generations. Though buried, Korgrad lives. It's all we've known beyond our stories of life before. It is not so bad as you imagine.
I'm sure. Wait, I guess I need to ask that question.
This is the day we through a narrow passage to the north. Worry not for your companion while you search. We will care for him as we care for all that the Saviors entrusted to us.
And doesn't instill confidence.
Did they happen to be members of the family?
Oh yes, the founders and protectors of this great realm. Does the surface still speak of their great sacrifice?
In a manner of speaking. I came here to learn more about this branch of my family.
It must be fate. Korgrad opened its doors so that you could enter. Oh, I have so much to show you. Here, here. This is Nempharian, the eldest and wisest of the ancestors resting here. Yes, I can see the likeness.
Is that a sword? Yes, that's a sword, okay. One thing I've always been better at is that spears exist in the Elder Scrolls, but you can never use one. They've always favored slashing or bashing weapons over stabbing. Like, search the bodies. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, this is really bad, actually. Planaria. I'm sorry, we should have never come down here. We should have heeded the curse. The things down here, they look like elves, but they're more like beasts. They leapt on us in the dark, dragged us to some crypt, to their leader. He was almost like a normal person until he opened his mouth. To hear him talk about the sinkholes, you'd think it was the end of the world. He kept saying he couldn't fail the saviors, but we would help repay their kindness. They had the others there, still alive but pale. Daggers were slashing, though, not stabbing. Like the daggers in Skyrim, you slash with them, not stab with them. They had the others there, still alive but pale. They had incisions that were barely healed. I managed to unlock our cage, like you showed me, but the others were too weak. I promised we'd come back for them, but I have no idea where I am. Tunnels lead to homes, which lead to streets, which lead to more tunnels, and I'm concerned now, and can hear them. Corner now can hear them coming. If you find me, run. Choke these tunnels with the sea and never return. Whatever was buried here should have stayed that way. Karnhar. It's true, that's not how you're supposed to fight with a knife, but that's how the knives in Skyrim work for some reason. I think they just didn't want to program more animations than just the swinging animation, because all you can do is swing your weapons. You can't really stab with them. Yeah, that's right, you better run! You're being chased by the mighty battle lizard. Master of all three elements, the Ava lizard. Come. Salamanders.
Do this, please.
Yeah, that's extremely fair. Maybe in Elder Scrolls 6 we'll finally get piercing weapons. So you would just think in ESO it wouldn't be as hard though, because they already have stabbing skills. They have the Adric spear line, which is a Templar skill line. And you think it'd be easy to convert those movements into a spear weapon type. Just don't know why. They actually haven't given us any new weapon types, like ever. And it would be really nice to get some new weapon types, especially for the woodwork skills. Like I wouldn't even mind having to restart learning traits over again for that.
Monsters, please.
Heinrich.
Get us out of here! They're killing us!
What happened to you?
Bloodletting, I think. These cave vermin poke and prod us whenever Irelis needs something to offer his saviors. To what end? I don't know. Maybe they're vampires. Or wood elves.
Did you see them taking a high elf through here recently?
Poor bastard. Never seen these vermin in such a frenzy. They dragged him screaming through those doors there, and sealed them shut right after. Small mercy that we can't hear what they are doing to him.
Do you know what I can, how I can open them?
When Irelis isn't bleeding us, and tending to his saviors beyond those doors, he spends most of his time with whatever unholiness goes on in the tombs below. His keys may be there. Hurry and set us free before we wind up like your friend.
All right. Why is there pork down here? Do I want to know how they got pork down here? Nah, it's okay. No, we won't ask questions like how in the world did they get pork down here, but... Okay, let's get you freed there. There you go, nice and freed. Let's get you free, Henrik.
10,000 venerations to you.
Very carefully as hell.
Bless you. I can walk.
It's not pork.
We aren't free yet. We have to get out of here before those cave vermin come scurrying after us.
I'm not leaving anyone behind.
Your friend's dead. If these saviors really are vampires, what chance do we have against them?
I can handle Ariras, the saviors, and whoever else comes to stop us. Just keep your head down.
I suppose if there's any chance, we have to try. Nobody deserves a death like this. I just hope you're right, or we'll all find out.
Don't worry, you'll be fine. You have the mighty battle lizard on your side. What could possibly go wrong? Deploying murder not slaughter golems.
Welcome to Korgrad, visitor. Such as it is.
Oh God.
Forgive our lacking hospitality.
Kinlord.
Come, speak. I have not had civil company in some time. You arrive upon a momentous reunion of our filial blood. The day we have so long waited for.
Are you what are you doing to Fedor?
Bestowing on him the Korgrad legacy. He is taking the first step upon the long road to restoring this house. It will be a demanding journey that will require much sacrifice.
What kind of sacrifice?
His vitality. It will take all he has to offer to restore each of us. But if he is up to the task, he will reap a precious bounty.
You're going to kill him.
On the contrary, he will taste immortality as we have, but only for scant centuries, not millennia. In a few generations, our bloodline will be renewed and possess the purity needed to restore Fidor.
I won't let you do this to him.
The embalming process has already begun. When the stone is finished, we will be restored, and he will be a savior. I regret that Fidor must suffer, but his pain will be a small fraction of the sacrifice required to save Korgrad from annihilation.
What have you become?
We are Altmer, even in this desiccated state. Cleansed of our poisoned humors to be free of the great sickness from the sea. Now that you see the cure, imagine the disease.
The Thracian plague, I'm told it claimed many lives.
Thras. I had always suspected as much. The sickness bore an intent as if designed to spread misery and cruelty. To hear the Slode were involved comes as no surprise to me.
What made it so bad?
It was ever present, ever penetrating. It seeped into every person, every creature, every drop of water, seeking to be quenched.
The afflicted drag themselves to corpulence with each passing day until their bones cracked under their bulging flesh.
Why do Arirus and the others call you their saviors?
We spare them the ravages of the terrible sickness that spread through Korgrad. In exchange, they care for us in this invalid state. So we have endured. So Korgrad has endured for longer than I can clearly recall.
You don't mean they're still infected?
To be free of the disease is to be free of all humors. They offer us their tainted blood to sustain our fragile grip on life, and through sorcery, the sickness is purged. Together we flee its horrors. But there was no true escape. Until now.
Because Vidur isn't infected?
Because he is kin. Most would not debase their bodies with the blood of men. But I am beyond such concerns. The blood Arillas offered us from the outsiders was free of disease, but unsustainable nonetheless. Vidur will be different.
How did Corvid come to be buried?
My vain attempt to stop the sickness from spreading beyond our borders. The people rebelled against their confinement and nearly broke the quarantine. I was forced to destroy the sea walls and flood the town.
You drowned your own people?
To spare them and others from the gruesome death that was sure to come, or so I hoped. From that day forward, our only concerns were for our kingdom below.
Man, I can't even imagine, like, what he must have gone through to make such a horrible decision.
For what reason do you barge into our home? As if you have the right to trespass our lands as you please? You may believe our condition diminishes our station, but we are the rightful rulers of Korgrad. You will offer deference as such.
I came here to return the people you've taken.
The other trespassers? They intrude as you do, without our sanction. Arillas ends their vagrancy and sees that they are put to use. There may be a place for them in Korgrad when their restitution and reform are concluded.
What do you mean they'll have a place in Korgrad?
The return of our pure-blooded kin means our long dormancy is nearing an end. We will soon be able to return to the world above and begin the long process of restoring Korgrad to its former glory. It will take all kinds to accomplish this.
Yeah. What's wrong with Arillas and the others who serve you?
The sickness has robbed us of fruitful lands, so our servants have been reduced to eking out a savage, meager subsistence in this lightless domain. They have few interests beyond survival, and fewer interests still for continuing their own lives.
What right do you have to kidnap and experiment on people?
It is not your right to question us. We are the law of this land, and we will be obeyed. Their crimes are minor, as is their punishment. They will have their freedom soon, unless they continue to defy us.
Okay.
Soon, this misery will finally be at an end. I thought this day would never come. I thought I would go mad.
How long have you been like this?
Too long. There is little to occupy the time. The monotony. If not for Father's elixirs to quiet the mind, I think we would be no better than Arillas and his stock. Worse, no doubt. Will I even recognize the world above? I hope not.
You hope not?
I have spent, I don't know how long, in absolute stagnation. I would welcome a walk through oblivion over this banal familiarity. Don't tell me what's to come. I want to see it for myself.
I like him.
How healthy you look. I barely remember the feeling of anything, really, aside from the slight ebb and flow of sluggish blood in and out of brittle veins.
How did you end up down here?
It was the only way. The choice was this long internment or a brief, horrid end. Our hope was to linger until we could be free of the disease. It was not a false one, thanks to that dear boy.
But you're not giving Fajara the same choice.
No, it was never meant to be this long. To see hope within our reach and have it denied, we couldn't endure it. He will be well cared for. He will not be reduced to the suffering we have. You have my word.
I hate to say this, but there's no choice here. I can't choose to free these people. I have to break the embalming stone. This is the only. There's no other choice in this quest, and I hate that I can't. Like, most of these people are nice, and I hate what I'm about to have to do to them, but I literally don't have any other choice. Can somebody kick the bot from the chat, please? And yeah, I agree, M Sharp is stupid, but there's no other option here, unfortunately. But they're free in another fashion. They're finally free to pass on into Aetherius. Hold on, I've got something I always do here when I do this. May your souls pass into Aetherius. Thank you, Joe.
God, that was... I could feel my skin tightening as the stone drew the moisture out of me like a wineskin. I don't suppose you have water. My tongue is a whetstone.
Yeah, and I agree too. I would have done that myself if there had been a choice, but like I said, this quest literally doesn't have a choice. And we need to get out of here.
Right. I suppose I can keep up. I'll just lick the damp off the walls if I get woozy.
The choice should be Fardur's, no one else's. Yeah. But there's not even a choice to talk to him. He's in so much pain that you can't talk to him, so stay close.
Saviors, I've failed you. You've stolen our future, but I swear I'll rob them of theirs in time.
Like, if you look at his shield, it looks kind of Falmer in nature too. Like, all right, let's get out of here, everyone. They lost their right. Yeah, this does feel like the bad end to a quest, but this is like the only end to the quest. And that's one of the reasons, like, it feels like everything spiraled out of control, but there's, like, I've gone through, like, multiple different playthroughs, and there are no options. Like, there's no, like, red dialogue options to pick things. Yeah, no, and I understand where you're coming from totally there, Joe. And it doesn't, but I still feel like, you know, with an RPG quest, there should have been an option to side with them and let them be restored. Like, I feel like that's something they like a lost opportunity on their part. But I mean, it's still otherwise a really interesting quest. Like, through the entire place, like the area is interesting, the build-up is interesting. It's a generally good quest otherwise, but that ending's just a little disappointing in my book.
I can hardly believe it. You found Henrik and Mindariel, but where are the others?
They didn't make it. I'm sorry.
No. You've done more than anyone ever has for us. If anyone's to blame, it's us. We survive out here by sticking together, but we let fear keep us from doing what needed to be done.
Was it quick?
I think so. Harag and Midori suffered the worst of it.
I can see. Tortured. Why? Just for the fun of it?
The lost people of Korag were trying to revive their masters. I put a stop to it.
Gods, I'll heed curses more closely in the future. The locals were right to avoid this place.
It won't be safe here. Not yet. You should take your people elsewhere for now.
If it weren't for you, I'd have wound up a husk like those monsters, withering in that pit for who knows how long. I owe you my life.
What were they doing? What they were doing was wrong. However, they were trying to justify it.
Even now, I still feel for them. What a miserable fate. I wish it could have been different. That Korgrad might have been redeemed. I used up most of my means traveling here, but take this with my gratitude. I'll stay with these people a while longer, if they'll have me. Best to stick together, and perhaps my standing will shield them from the intolerance my kind have for Nevarra.
Will you tell anyone what you found here? Or will you tell anyone what you found here?
I don't know. Too often my kin seem content to forget ugliness exists in our society. If nothing else, someone will want to know about cave people harboring the Thracian plague. I hope someone aside from Sirabane knows what to make of that.
Are you recovering?
My eyes still feel like they're covered in grit, but I think I'll be back to normal with a drink and a good night's sleep. The latter might be hard to come by until we are far from this place.
If you can use your station to help these people, please do. They have nowhere else to go.
My name may be all the means I can lend them. I doubt my parents will offer any support. Who knows if I'll even be welcome home when I return. I might be as much a vagabond as they when all is said and done. I'll do what I can, though.
Thank you, Fadar. I feel like you grew quite a bit during this, so... Alright, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to run to the bathroom, and then we will continue on with the next quest, which is going to be... there. And that'll be the last thing we do for this stream. Be right back. Okay, I return. Thank you for waiting. Now, I can see both sides of the argument, and I definitely would have characters that would take, either or side. But I feel like some of my characters would at least side with them, because, they have gone through untold suffering. And they deserve a chance to be freed, too. And that looks a lot like Barbara's. But also, it's not fair. What I really think they should have done is they should have let you talk to Fidar and speak with him, and then get his take on it. And then they should have given you a decision to, to break the stone. Yeah. I think what they should have done is they should have let Fidar speak with you, and then you should have gotten a decision to break the stone or not break the stone. And... maybe some decisions along the way would have decided whether Fardar sided with, wanting to be freed or wanting to help his people. Because, I don't know. He even said that he sympathized with them, so we're not going to do this Abyssal Geyser. That's just going to end badly. I can't solo Abyssal Geyser by myself on this character. I sometimes, well, I might be able to with the Ring of the Pale Warrior. I might be able to, but I don't want to risk it. Let's see, there's a Sky Shard and there's a relic over this direction. May as well get those first, so I don't forget about them. Okay, that's the world boss, and then you access it through this way, and there's a tunnel, and when you take said tunnel, the relic is right there. It's right here, I think. Yep, this is it. The relic is right there. Oh great, it's raining on top of me. Alright, let's ride up to the Cathedral of Webs. Yep, very short rain. Well, I mean, even the quick death option would have still been agonizing, to be honest. The Thrashian Plague was a horrible disease, and I would not wish anyone to die of that disease. Could you imagine just like gorging yourself on water to the point where your bones were literally bursting? Ugh. Oh Sky Shard, I love you. You give me free skill points and make me stronger too. It's funny, we're actually, the guild that me and Mistwave are actually going to be doing Sky Shards here on Somerset later this evening. Or I think it's Somerset. I actually haven't checked the voting since yesterday. Yesterday Somerset was in the lead, so I'll need to check again and see which one's winning the vote. Because Somerset was winning yesterday, but it may not be winning anymore. Yeah, we'll be returning to the Cathedral of Webs very soon. Probably not next stream, but the stream after, definitely. I'm really tempted by that Psijic Ambrosia fragment, though, that's being sold in the chat. That's like really, really cheap for a Psijic Ambrosia fragment. And I have 2 of the Psijic Ambrosia fragments already. Sea Keep discovered. Let's see, there's another Sky Shard underneath the bridge. But we'll get to that later. Oh no! Well, you might have to get to it now because I just fell. Oh, there's the quest. I so need those fragments. I have 4 of them. Yeah, I have 2 of them.
That storm's worsening by the second. We're running out of time.
Hello, my friend.
Best head inland, traveler, far as you can manage. It is only a matter of time before the tempest over Sea Keep moves down the coast, leaving ruin in its wake.
Is this an evacuation?
I suppose it is. but we were driven from the keep long before the Tempest began forming. Sea elves infiltrated our defenses and slaughtered the garrison. We're all that survived. That storm will finish the job unless I manage to stop it.
Is that possible?
It's no natural formation. The sea elves are conjuring it. If I could get within striking distance of their sea mage, I could break his hold on the storm and prevent the destruction to come. But that's a desperate hope for one mer.
You don't have to go alone. I'll help however I can.
I don't need another death on my conscience, but I can't afford to refuse your help. A direct assault on Sea Keep is impossible, but if the Maormer can infiltrate it, then so can we. Meet me at the ruins down by the water. I'll show you what I mean.
Can you tell me about the keep we're infiltrating?
Sea Keep is the bulwark that invading fleets dash themselves against attempting to attack Alanor. Impregnable by most means, our battle mages and siege engines could reduce an enemy fleet to flotsam in a matter of minutes.
That doesn't sound promising.
It was made to be unsaleable from the outside. Inside, it's another matter. Once we're within the walls, we only have the Maormer to fear. They are brutal and ruthless opponents. They're war beasts, perhaps more so.
Who are the Maormer and why do they attack you?
Apologies. It's easy to take our ancestral conflict as common knowledge after so long. Maormer are otherwise known as sea elves, exiles who were banished many centuries ago. Not a year goes by that they don't attempt to wrest Somerset from our grip.
Every year? Why don't you retaliate?
It has been attempted. Their home of Piandania is an isle surrounded by impenetrable mists. All attempts to navigate it have failed spectacularly. All we can do is remain vigilant and endure.
Were you in command of the keep before it fell into the hands of the Maormer?
I was, yes. A fortress that has never been breached in thousands of years of fighting was lost in a single night on my watch. Failure is entirely mine to bear.
How was the keep lost?
Unconventionally. They exploited a weakness in Sea Keep I took for granted. But we can do the same. You'll understand when we get to the ruins by the shore.
What can you tell me about the keep we're infiltrating?
Sea Keep is the bulwark that invading fleets dash themselves against attempting to attack Alanor.
We already did this. Okay, let's go.
Sea Keep is this way. There's no time
Have
to
you
spare.
heard? A high elven woman named
Hope you're a
the
strong
Lost
swimmer,
returned
incidentally.
Ivea to the Somerset
Look at that storm. It looks absolutely horrifying. Well, it's time to take a little dip. Well, don't spoil it, Mistwave. They don't know that.
Here. This is the place.
The very isolated showers.
See that whirlpool? Currents are being drawn into the flooded ruins beneath Sea Keep. We should be able to follow them inside just as the sea elves did. It's that or we drown. If you want to back out, I understand.
I'm willing to risk it.
Good. I'm glad to have someone at my back. I couldn't ask any of my soldiers to do this.
Why not?
They've suffered enough for my mistakes, and it's just something I have to do. Come on, before the storm decides to sweep us away.
Let's go.
8 guide us.
Sea Keep. The big coastal fort southeast of the town. In my grandmother's day, they named it, I can't even begin to pronounce that, but nowadays we just call it Sea Keep. Easier, I suppose, but I prefer the grand old moniker. The Shrewd Brew. But you are correct, Miss Wave.
We made it! Too many years on dry land. There's a secret door in these ruins that will lead us directly into Sea Keep's dungeon. I can unseal it, but there's something you should know first.
Go on.
I had another reason to come here, when I couldn't share around my troops. The Maormer are holding the woman I love captive. I have to free her before the reinforcements from Alanor arrive.
Why would you need to keep that from your troops?
Because Castera is a sea elf. She is, or was, I suppose, the captain of the crew that attacked Sea Keep. Assuming her mutinous crew hasn't already done so, she'll be executed. Ultima don't suffer, Maormer.
What was her role in all this?
Bait. These ruins were the only place where Cass and I could see each other. Our secret safe place. She would signal, and I would use the secret door to meet her. Only this time, I was met by the sabers of her crew. They had her in chains.
So you let the Malmer into Seakeep?
Yes. The blood of the garrison is on my hands. I killed them with my secret. I can't take that back, but maybe I can save what's left. The survivors, the keep, and the woman I love.
Alright, we'll find Cassidy and put an end to all this.
I last saw Cass in the dungeon. With any luck, she's still there, and unharmed.
How did you able to evade capture?
I didn't. The sea elves waylaid me and tossed me in the dungeon as soon as I unsealed the hidden passage. They only kept me alive because I was still of use to them.
But you did escape?
I slipped the leash on the battlements, where their sea mage was studying the keep's magical defenses. There was nowhere for me to run, so I took a leap of faith straight into the arms of the sea. Barely made it back to shore, but I survived.
Alright. Now I'm going to let you know in advance that the choices in this quest are very touchy. You have to be very careful with the choices you make in this quest to get. There's one special ending, and there's the rest of the endings lead to. So there's two endings. There's one very hard to get ending, and there is an ending that's just that everybody can get pretty much. So when we get to choices, you might want to review them very carefully before we help make a decision, especially if you want to see the Sea Elf and the Altmer end up together. Just as a heads up. Oh, it's a fine day to kill some sea elves. I vote in advance for the choices that the choices for that ending. I certainly can't blame you there. It's the ending I prefer too. I just know that if I don't warn you guys about it and then they end up parting and it was... But that would taint the bloodline. They honestly don't care. I know. Like I said, it's also my favorite ending as well. I'm chuckling because it's something I fully expected you to say.
There's the secret door. Give me a moment to open the seal.
Yes, she's responsible for tainting elves. I mean, technically speaking, the Altmer and the Malmer are from the same, like, ancestors. So technically, is it really tainting the bloodline when they come from the same ancestors?
Cass, are you alright?
Pan? How did you... Never mind. Get me
This is an acceptable second option.
I'll see to her bonds. Cass,
yeah, genocide's not usually an acceptable option.
Is it just the two of you? I suppose it'd have to be. No one from his garrison would volunteer to help a Malmer. You know the truth then.
It's called incest. Not necessarily. Once you're far enough removed, it's not incest anymore. Even a couple of generations is enough for you to be biologically different enough for it not to be considered incest anymore. I know about your relationship, but I don't know how it led to this attack.
You have to understand. The only thing lower than a mutineer to the Malmer is an Altmer. Consorting with one is tantamount to treason. Loving one, unforgivable. I made them party to the ultimate taboo. Now they're trying to wash away the stain.
How so?
They're going to summon a storm so powerful it'll scour the entire coast clean, and this keep with it. There'll be no trace of my offense left, or anything to stand between Alinor and the Piandinian Armada.
They'll be remembered as heroes.
We have to stop them. Where's the sea mage now?
On the battlements, calling to the wind and sea. It'll be a hard slog to get there. My crew won't hesitate to lay down their lives to protect Ulsa.
Understood.
I have a suggestion for our next move. Defeating Ulsa won't be as simple as rushing up the battlements and driving a sword through his heart. He has all the power of Seakeep at his command. It wouldn't even be a contest, but I have an idea to put us on equal footing.
What do you have in mind?
The magic in these old ruins are the hidden heart of Seakeep's power. Without them, we'd merely be high walls and harsh words, save a few war machines. Cutting off the flow of magicka to the battlements might give us the edge we need.
Is there a way to do that?
There are fonts that channel the power of magicka through Seakeep. If we seal them, it should prevent
Alright, see you later, Miss Wave.
more power into his storm, but the results could be unpredictable.
Unpredictable how?
Sealing the fonts will be like trying to plug a dam with our fingers. At best, we'll staunch the flow enough to weaken him. At worst, the strain brings the whole keep down on us.
We'll just have to risk it.
Pan, your plan's insane. I love it. Where do we start?
No. You have to run while you can, Cass. Even if we stop the storm.
Stow it, Pan. I'm as much to blame for this as you. I'm not leaving you to fix it yourself.
You're okay turning a blade on your own? There's no way to avoid it.
They stopped being my own the moment they mutinied.
Look at us, an Altmer, a lizard, and a sea elf working together. Who would have thunk it?
There's one of the fonts.
Sealing the magicka font. It's been sealed. Oh. I didn't even notice that my Witch Mother's Potent Brew had worn off. Come on, walk into my area of effect. That's a good sea elf.
There's a font here.
Okay, that's 2 sealed. Now we're continuing on to the 3rd.
The last font is just ahead.
I don't suppose
Too
we
late
could
to
use
right
this to
ship.
blast Earlsar off the ramp.
Nothing left to do but sink with the rest of us.
I'm too stubborn to sink, Tenerife. That's why I was captain. May your bones bleach on barren sands. Damned fool.
Right? Talking to Kestar.
There wasn't a shred of hesitation in Tenerife's eyes. He went to his grave hating me with every fiber of his being.
Who is Tenerife?
My second mate. Former second mate. He was like a brother to me, but he turned his back like the rest. I don't know why I expected him to be different. Not that I deserved his forgiveness.
How so?
I betrayed them first. I made vows to one of the tyrants that exiled our people from our rightful home. I've lost everything because of it. Maybe I was right when I thought we were cursed.
Alright, so we have 2 options. We can say, there's nothing wrong with finding love when everyone else wants you to hate, or you've sacrificed a lot. Was it worth it? It might just be Joe and M-Sharp voting, but I know Joe's already voting for whichever choice moves their romance forward, so. Yep, I know what your vote is. Let's see if M-Sharp wants to vote for anything. Go for the good ending. Okay, there's nothing wrong with finding love when everyone else wants you to hate.
Maybe I was never one of them to begin with. How many of those vipers would have charged in here to rescue me from capture? Pan was the right choice.
Alright, let's head into the courtyard. Alright, so we have 2 choices.
The gates are barred. The locking mechanisms are controlled from those 2 towers.
Easy enough. You take one, I'll take the other.
Be careful.
Yeah, as far as I know, this does not make a difference which one we do. So we can either raise the outer gate or raise the inner gate. Which one do you guys want us to go for?
Once we've unbarred the battlement gates.
There's no difference, just whichever one we're there's really no difference. It's the same thing if we go to either one of them. Yeah, really just left. It's a decision of left or right, really. Alright, well since we're not getting a vote, we're going to go ahead and take the left route. Since I know Joe always prefers the left. Which he knows he cannot deny because he always picks left anytime we're in a dungeon. And besides, right is an illusion. Right does not exist. There's only left, and even further left. Man, I wish player characters could get that jumping ability.
Damn it! I didn't see him escape, but I held out hope. I'm sorry, old friend. Rulatar was our ranking battle mage. I served alongside him for more than a century, but I left him to die here, alone. This should have been his command.
Why do you say that?
He upheld his duty, fought to the end to hold this fort. I chose, selfishly, to follow my heart. I let down everyone who put their trust in me.
Not Castery.
We're not out of the storm yet, but I take your meaning. No matter what happens, I'll see her safe in the end. I swear it. That does it. We should meet Castira at the gate. This is it, Cass. Last chance to...
Don't try to talk me out of this, Pan. Ulsar's up ahead, in the eye of the storm.
Are you ready to face him?
He drove my crew to mutiny, tossed me in chains, and nearly killed the man I love. I'll drag him to the bottom of Mother Sea if it's the last thing I do.
Ulcer's not the one who's important here.
Ulsar and his storm lie beyond this gate. No matter what happens, I want to thank you for standing by me. If it weren't for you, I might never have gotten to see Castira again. If this is goodbye, at least it'll be one with closure.
You're talking like it's already over.
Charging headlong into the fray was easier when I had nothing to lose, but my courage is intact. I'm with you to the end.
Tell her that.
You remember our vows?
They were the only thing that kept us moored through that miserable storm.
Let's do it again. How often are we going to see a tempest like this in one lifetime?
You always were the romantic.
Shouldn't the storm be growing weaker?
I said it probably wouldn't get any stronger. Damn him! I can barely hold my footing!
Keep fighting! One of us has to make it!
Make it there.
You can't tame the sea!
Ha! Got him.
Pan! Your reinforcements! They're here, they can't see me with...
And now as the mighty battle lizard, I command the storms to halt. If you ever took damage. Well, the thing that helps with that M-Sharp is that I have this little thing called the Ring of the Pale Order that restores 18% of damage I deal as health up to a maximum of 2,750 health per attack. And every moment they're standing in my area of effect, I'm gaining health back from it. So even if they're dealing damage to me, I'm healing it back faster than they can deal it.
It ends like it began. The two of us, adrift among the wreckage of our lives.
But alive and together.
Fortune smiles, with a shark's teeth. Ulsar's dead and his mutiny along with him. I only wish I had the strength to settle the score myself. If there was any justice in the world, he'd have been forced to concede that he'd never drown me in shame. I'll return home with my head held high.
You intend to return to your people?
It'll be a long journey without a crew, but I'll manage. There's no shame in returning to port humbled.
Did I mess up? I don't think I messed up.
I think I'll steer clear of sun-kissed shores for some time.
What about Pan?
I love him for some reason, but the walls between us are taller than this keep. Just to see him for a few fleeting moments commands such risk, it nearly destroyed everything we care about, and more. There's no place for us among Malma or Ultima.
That may be true, but there are other places in Tamriel where history holds no weight.
Just leave it all behind. Live for ourselves. If only we'd just done that so long ago. Our mistake was trying to live two lives that were on a collision course from the start. We won't make it again. Thank you.
Good luck to you.
I love you, Pan. But we can't go on like this.
I know, Cass.
We've been fighting against the current for years. It's time to see where it means to take us.
You mean together?
If you're up for a swim.
Where would we go?
The storm could have carried us off to anywhere, Pan. Pretend it did.
Let's cast our fate to the wind.
If anyone asks, we were swept out to sea, never to return. Farewell.
This is where we part ways, friend. Wish I'd known more people like you in my life. Things might have been different if I had.
What comes next?
The vanguard from Alinor has arrived. Not a moment too soon. Tell the Battle Reeve what happened here, or as close to the truth as best serves you. After today, I'm dead to my people. Doesn't matter how I'm remembered.
I can do that. Good luck to you both. There's no way I'm not going to walk with you guys to the end of this. Geronimo! And that was it. That was the good ending. So whether they make it or not is not for me to determine. I would love to see them again in the future. Maybe settle down in a new land somewhere if you made that decision. Tragically, pulled a large rock on the way down. I'm sure. Oh dear. Alright, one final choice ahead of us, and this has no effect as far as I know on them living a happy life together, so we can pretty much get any decision. Let's talk to the Battle Reeve.
Where is Battle Reeve Pandemalion?
Oh, never mind.
Said he returned to Seakeep with a passerby. One that matches your description? What is going on?
I'm sorry, but Pan didn't make it, but his actions saved the day.
Another noble soul lost to the Sea Elves. They've claimed too many in their relentless raiding. Vipers. We will take things from here. You are to be commended for your service to the Crown.
Complete quest. Never mind, we didn't get to... if he had come back with us, we would have had to make a decision whether we place the blame on him or if we tell them that his plan saved the day. And then he would have been, either arrested or commended accordingly. So, but we don't get to make that decision because he, I'm using air quotes, died from the storm. All right, and that is where we're going to end off for today, everyone. We got a little bit of work done. We completed 2 main quests. We finished off a quest over here at the Ardmore Ruins. We completed the Koragog Waste. We did the Sea Keep. We went and talked to the Proxy Queen. Yeah, we're in a good spot to end off for this week. On Friday is I should be good to stream. We're gonna do this public dungeon up here, and at least do that, and maybe do a little bit more. And then next Sunday, we're continuing with the main quest, with the Tower Sentinels quest. I want to thank you for watching if you did, and I hope to catch you next week as we continue the Elder Scrolls Online Somerset DLC. Thank you very much, and have a great day, everyone. Goodbye.